When he led Canada out for their opening pool match against France on October 2nd, 1999, Gareth Rees became the only player to appear in all 4 World Cups and play for Canada in every match. It was honor enough, especially since he was not just along for the ride at the first World Cup in 1987. He was a key man then, although still in his teens. It was not that he just turned up in 1999 for a lap of honor, because Rees was emphatically still Canada's key player and their captain for the last 2 championships. His rugby abilities, his mighty leadership qualities, and his vast enthusiasm were undimmed by the years. Canada had been one of the teams to validate what was only a suspicion, as an old, inward-looking rugby world met in 1987 for the first ever World Cup of Rugby. They proved that there was colorful, accomplished rugby being played outside the old regime, and that the World Cup series would set it free. Canada, led by Gareth, have been marvelous, making light of the crippling effect of low finance, vast distances, and more recently the fact that they are amateurs playing against pros. They played bravely in 1987, beating Tonga and competing well until the final 12 minutes against Ireland. In 1991, a splendid, bloody-minded Canuck pack, expertly marshaled by Rees at fly half, steamed through their pool and into the quarterfinals. Then they gave New Zealand an epic battle. "It took some time to sink in," recalled Rees. "We were disappointed we hadn't beaten the All Blacks, but we did put Canadian rugby up there with the big boys." In 1995, in South Africa and in the Pool of Death, which featured not only the host but also the defending champions Australia, Canada played with great courage and gave each of the giants a mighty battle. Gareth was born in Duncan and had his first taste of rugby at Willows Elementary School when Mick Eckhart and Barry Robbins introduced him to mini rugby. Awarded a BCTV scholarship to St. Michael's University School, he excelled in basketball, track throwing events, and of course rugby. Coached by his dad, Alan Rees, and later Cliff Yorath, he had an uncanny ability to read the game. While in school, he also played in the Vancouver Island Senior Rugby League with the Castaways. In 1985, Gareth captained Team Canada's junior side when they defeated the Wales Juniors 12-6 in Victoria. From 1986 to 1991, he completed his BA in History at UVic, as well as playing 4 seasons with the Vikes and captained the team for 2. That stint included 8 wins and a 9-game down-under tour. He was with the Crimson Tide 15 when they downed the mainland men in a Canadian team trial match, and after that, Gareth was selected to the Canadian senior team, going to the very first World Cup Rugby Championships in Australia. There were 8 Victoria players and coach Gary Johnstone on that team, led by Captain Hans de Goede. The others were Mark Wyatt, Tom Woods, Paul Vazen, Rob Frame, Mark Cardinal, Ian Hidlay, and Gareth, who at 18 was the youngest player in the competition. A scholarship to Harrow took him to Britain in 1986, and still a junior-age player, Gareth was selected to play for the London Wasps and was the only non-Brit in their lineup. That team made it into the finals, and Gareth became the first and only schoolboy to have played in an English Rugby Cup final. During his final year at UVic, he played for the Castaway Wanderers Rugby Club before moving to Bordeaux, France, where for 2 years he taught English while playing as a pro for Mérignac. That same year, Canada was a surprise package of the 1991 World Cup as they blew through their pool by defeating Fiji and Romania before losing to France in the quarterfinal. Gareth spent 1993 and 94 at Oxford, completing his Masters in Modern History, and was awarded a double blue representing that school in both rugby and track. While there, he played for Newport in the Welsh League and continued with them while teaching at the prestigious Eton College. It was at that time Gareth and his Canadian mates made a statement against England at Twickenham and then found victory in the land of his father when Canada beat Wales at an international at Cardiff. Going behind by 5 points with 7 minutes to play and time running out, it looked gloomy for Canada until the final moments when Al Sharon drove over the line to lock the count at 24-24. Gareth, who had missed earlier, stepped up and booted his most memorable convert for the stunning 26-24 win. Canadian captain for the 3rd World Cup in 1995, Canada hammered Romania in their opener, but couldn't stand the pace and power of either Australia or South Africa, where both the lights and Gareth went off, and Canada went home. From 1996 to 97, Rees continued teaching at Eton College and playing pro rugby in the English Courage League. Then, still effective and full of enthusiasm in 1998, he moved back to the league-winning Wasps. Rees headed the league with 403 points to claim the scoring title and played in his second English Cup finals 13 years apart. His first was as a schoolboy at Harrow when they lost to Bath, and the second as a pro when they won against Newcastle. After winning the championship, he was voted by both his club and the British press as Outstanding Player of the Year. In 1999, he again led the Wasps to an unprecedented fourth successive Cup final and set a new points record of 16 in that victory. Canada's rugby trademark was a fierce togetherness forged in adversity. Their splendid forwards such as Mike James, Rod Snow, and John Tate held their own with anybody. And always, Gareth Rees was the linchpin, Canada's window on the rugby world. As Canadian captain in the 1999 series, he converted a perfect 19 out of 19 scoring kicks attempted despite a persistent leg injury. Gareth has been capped 56 times, and that sets a new standard in Canada's rugby records. His sensational kicking record included a world-high 15 drop goals, and his Canadian record total international points soared to 493, which places him sixth in the world of all-time international point getters. But his marvelous contribution to Canadian rugby is only part of the story, because Rees has taken the whole map of the rugby world and painted it in vivid colors. He has been wonderful value wherever he has popped up. He has played in Canada, in France, won blues at Oxford, played for Wasps, Newport, the Barbarians, accumulated 56 international caps, and played in 4 World Cups. At every port of call, he enriched his teams in every sense of the word. He has been brilliant with compelling risk-taking, booming kicks, powerful bursts, and always wearing a Canadian heart on his club sleeve. He made the box office turnstiles click. He was a natural leader and on-field organizer, one of the best spokesmen for the game, and one of the nicest and most popular men. There is no team for whom Rees has played which he has not left enhanced.